So I saw Will Patterson do a video of his logo story, so I thought I'd do mine. It all started back when I finished high school back in 2011. My ATAR score, which is like the high school score in Australia, wasn't too high. Yeah, when I was in school, like I didn't really study too hard. If I actually put in effort though, I did get good marks. Like overall, I did really well in like business. I had a class called multimedia as well, and I did well in that, and also IT. So those were like the 3 classes I did really decent at. And yeah, I learned 3ds Max and Photoshop in multimedia all the way back in like year 9 and year 10, and that was super fun because it really sparked my passion for graphic design and, you know, using tools and apps and, you know, getting to that creative stuff. And I always used to doodle like little sketch people, and, you know, when I was bored and stuff. So I was always into art, always into creativity, but that was all the way like back in yeah, so I finished in like 2011 and in high school. What I did straight after high school is that I needed to get into a uni because my parents were really pressuring me to go into a good uni, get a good course. So because my score was a little bit lower than average, basically what I had to do was go into a bridging course. Now a bridging course is basically you do a short like 8 months and then you get into the full 4-year degree course, right? So I went to UTS, which is University of Technology Sydney, and I did the bridging course. It was called like InSearch, so it was like a sub brand of like the main uni. And so basically there was no design in that bridging course. It was mostly like going back to basic stuff. I basically failed a few subjects, and when I went to redo the whole those subjects, they said I had to redo the whole course, all the 5 subjects or whatever, instead of just like finishing the one. But I was like, stuff that. Went to another uni called UWS. That was in 2013. They didn't have design, so I had to do like an IT course for like 1 year and then move to design afterwards. And then so halfway through the IT course, I'm like, I'm not enjoying this. Like we're doing coding and doing JavaScript and stuff like that. And I was like, this is boring. And so I was like, screw that. So I left that in 2013. There was sort of like half a year of a gap where I was still working as at a checkout at Woolworths. So like, you know, I was a person that used to scan items and customer service, and I was a supervisor. So it used to close up the shop at nighttime sometimes. At the end of 2013, I found this course from SAE, also known as Quantum College, and they had a Bachelor of Graphic Design, and it was a 2-year course, fast tracked. So basically I'll do like the maximum amount of subjects. It was like 4 days a week, but I sort of cut it down into 3 days. I moved all my subjects really, you know, like that. And then, yeah, and then I got into the degree, and basically what I used to do was, as soon as I got into that degree, I was already freelancing. So I started freelancing in like 2013, 2014 on the side to boost my skills, you know, earn some extra money. And I used to use sites like Airtasker. I also jumped on some other like portfolio sites called The Loop and Pedestrian Jobs and like Indeed and stuff, just to look around, you know, see what was out there. So yeah, I was doing side jobs. I was still working at the other job, and then did my 2 years, got my bachelor, and finished basically at the end of 2015, and got my certificate in like February or January 2016, which was cool. In that meantime, I was also learning on YouTube. So I was watching like tutorials on YouTube from different like designers, and just learning how to get really good at Illustrator and Photoshop, because I never used to use Illustrator. I was always into like InDesign and Photoshop, and so I had to boost my skills and like branding and logos and all that cool stuff. And eventually I got an internship when I finished my course, and I got to work at this agency called Vibe Creative. Now it was an FMCG, which is fast moving consumer goods, so like packaging for like, you know, the supermarkets and different products, right? And I was working there for 2 months unpaid, and then they eventually hired me for some extra freelance work, and they started paying me like $250 a day, which is cool. I became friends with the creative director. Her name was Lisa, and she actually moved on from that place, and they did offer me a job, but it wasn't like a design agency. It was more like they had an accounts team, they had like the little design team. And so I didn't really like the work. It wasn't that creative. I got to do like some posters and some branding for some real estate brands. I got to work on like Cocoa Pops and Kellogg's packaging, a whole bunch of cool stuff, Peter's ice creams and stuff, but it was really like, you know, menial tasks. I wasn't doing much creative stuff. I did a bit of logos and, you know, brand stuff, but I declined the job because I was like, I don't want to work with these guys. It's not really the vibe I'm looking for. It's all like older people, and they're focused on like more, not as much creative stuff. It was more like big picture marketing and stuff. And so anyway, Lisa moved on, and then I was friends with her, so she used to get me some other extra jobs on her other agencies. She was to send me freelance work, which was cool. And yeah, that was like around 2016. Also in 2016, I decided to like start doing courses on Skillshare. I actually took a course from Dustin, the creator of Retro Supply Co., and I learned how to sell products on Creative Market, and I started making some more side income on there. I also quit my job as a checkout person at Woolworths in around July 2016. And then I was still living with my mum. I was freelancing, doing some courses, doing a bit of products, also working with some clients as well, which was cool. And so it was just like building up my skills, building my portfolio, getting my name out there, building my reputation, trying to build relationships, applied for other agencies, but I would get like a lot of no's, but I just kept pushing. I just didn't give up. I just kept trying and improving myself. And then so I would mainly get like clients from like word of mouth with friends and family, and also people seeing my content. I started posting on Instagram, some illustrations, a little bit of logo work, and also on YouTube, my tutorials. People would see that, and I'd actually get some leads from that and a few clients, which was really cool. So clients were coming to me through that. I really doubled down and I was doing a bit of illustration and a bit of everything. Further down the track, I started niching down into like brand identity, logos. That's what I really loved to do. I was really good at that. And I really loved working in Illustrator. I was really fast. 2018 came around and I got married that year in 2018. I started to get a job at a research agency. And so basically they had a design team, a research team, and then they had like a sales team, operations. And so I was doing like infographics for like food bank and like non-for-profits and like big schools, like private and public schools around Australia, which is cool. So I got to do visual reports, got to do like really icons and visual graphics, bit of illustration work, not too much of branding. I did a bit of like logos and stuff for some of the clients we had, but yeah, it was really cool. Worked there till the end of 2019, November. Obviously I was freelancing and still doing courses and all that stuff and working with clients on the side. So I was like juggling multiple things. And I was really just like pushing and trying to still build my reputation. And as I said, I love doing logos and I just kept pursuing that. Basically, when I quit that job in around 2020, I just went, full-time on my courses, my products, doing logos, working with clients full-time, doing like brand identity. My content was bringing in leads. I was also getting a lot of brand deals as well. So I got to work with brands, doing YouTube videos, Instagram reels and that stuff because my audience started growing. I remember it took me around a year and a half to get to around 100K. It took around like 5-6 months to get to 50K. So I think 2020 and 2021 was really like fast growth for me, which was really cool. And my Skillshare courses started going up as well. Taught like logo design, taught vector illustration, just a bit of everything about what I've learned over the years. Yeah, just kept doing the same thing over and over, whatever was working. And then now, I'm a one-man agency. I hire contractors here and there. I also, sometimes use a video editor as well to do my videos. But at the moment, I'm a one-man agency. My main focus now is like design education, teaching, doing videos. I love the content creation type of side of everything. Even though I do like working with clients here and there, but working with clients, it's not the best experience. I prefer to like create things and have creative freedom, play around with AI, all that type of stuff. Also a cool moment as well, I got one of my logos featured in Logo Lounge book 12. So I was really proud of that. I got featured in this book here. I'm pretty sure I'm around like page 41. You can see my my logo here, the blue one, which is super cool. This one here. So it was for a client, small business in Australia, which is cool. So yeah, and that's how I got started in logo design to become a full-time logo designer. I got inspired, by Alan Peters, Aaron Draplin, Paula Scher, a whole bunch of people back in the day I used to watch. And, overall, I'm super blessed to be where I am. But some advice to you being a young designer, probably trying to freelance, trying to grow your own business, is always have drive, passion, and tenacity. Never give up. Be persistent, be patient, because things don't come quickly, they come over time, and so it took me like almost 10 years of doing this to have an established brand reputation, work with some of the biggest brands around the world, work brand collabs and have an audience and be able to earn income and all that stuff and have freedom, work from home. It truly is awesome, but it took a lot of hard work and a lot of sweat, working in my garage at my mum's place, sharing a room with my brother for 22 years and just slaving away and just pushing myself to the maximum limit. And so never stop learning is my second advice, is always invest in yourself. All that money, don't go out, don't party with friends, cut off all your loser friends and just focus on investing in yourself, invest in knowledge, invest in courses, coaching, buy books if you can as well, and just feed on knowledge and apply the knowledge and take action, because you can have everything in your head, but if you don't apply it, it's basically useless. Invest in yourself. We're always going to be learning. I'm always even learning, always investing back in myself, my business, not buying, clothes and silly things. I don't need, all that stuff. Materialism is pointless. I focus on what matters and building a character, building relationships. So put in the work, use your time wisely. You know, when you're young, it's easier to do it. You don't marry, you don't have kids. So it's really easy to, you know, just focus on business, making money, grow your agency, grow your freelance career as a designer. And so, yeah, just stick with it, believe in yourself, and just keep going. So if you do want to support my content, you can join as a member on my channel for as much as a coffee a month. That really supports me. Or you can buy one of my courses or my template packs if you're a designer, and it's going to help you grow and be a success in the design industry. Cheers, I'll chat to you later.